Hello, welcome to MCFC9320 Group. How are you guys?
Champion.
Championtastic.
Yeah. Don't worry, Alex, we won't ask you to sing this week because I've only just got over last week's singing.
I don't have any support now, like last time.
A bit like United then. They don't have much quality support either, but that's
True.
another thing. Tonight we've also got Stanislav on. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you.
How's sunny Bulgaria?
Now it's 28 degrees today.
I'm not going to ask you again then, that's just depressing.
But 2 days ago it was like 15, so
that's our summer, 15.
I take that.
Yeah. Right. Let's get straight into it, guys. Anne-Marie, what's your thoughts the way they've done the we'll get to all the good stuff shortly, but I need to get the ballot. I nearly swore then, and I need to get the ballot situation out of the way. Right. Yeah, I understand that, and here's my little rant, Andy's rant first thing. I understand that they could only have 10,000 people in there today. Not a problem. What my gripe was the amount of people that was obviously friends and family all huddled together. So how have they managed to get tickets all together? Look at the draw.
Well, when you applied on the ballot, you had the option. So for me, I applied for me and my dad because as family and friends, which you had the option of doing. So if we'd have got lucky with the ballot, we'd have had 2 tickets and we would have been sat together.
Let's not look at the draw then, is it?
Well, I think it is, because when you look at some of the people I look at the people that I know that were at the game today, that are in my group of friends, and they don't sit next to each other. They sit near each other, but they don't sit next to each other at the game. But when they got the email saying that they'd got tickets, they could pick where they sat. So obviously you're going to sit in the same block at least as your mates.
I get that, but my gripe about it all is, so say for instance, I've got 4 season tickets in my family, right? It appears that you can look at it 2 ways. It appears that if I was lucky, out the 4 of us, all 4 of us would have still got a ticket.
If you'd have entered the ballot and done it through family and friends, yes, all 4 of you would have got a ticket.
That's not fair. That's like having 4 chances at the raffle.
I don't think it increases your chances.
I've got you.
No, because it didn't increase your chances of getting a ticket.
Why don't it? Am I being really thick here? Be careful.
I think, in honesty, I do believe it was done in the fairest way possible. My bugbear is another topic that I know you're going to come on to.
Yeah, Noel Gallagher, Johnny Marr, and that angers on. Yeah, absolute disgrace. Ricky Hatton, totally get, because he is a season ticket holder. He's always at the match. He goes to away matches and everything like that. Ricky's exempt from that, not a problem. But Noel Gallagher, I had a bit of a pop on Twitter, and I was told, yeah, but he was in his own box. Hang on, I don't seem to see him there at every home game or away games. He's picket, and it's really, really riled me that it's took not a shine off a brilliant day, but it's left me with a lot of.
It does me, because I've just seen there's something just popped up on my phone from City, and I'm sure it's videos of the players in the dressing room. I do not want to be seeing Noel Gallagher on that.
Should we have a look? Should we have a look while we're on?
Go on.
So, straight into the dressing room, and it will be, it will be Noel Gallagher. It will be Noel Gallagher. I used to like Noel Gallagher, but he's getting right on my nerves. See, I'm getting more and more professional now. He's getting right on my nerves because all he is an hanger on. Yeah, people might say, yeah, it's people like him who've got City on the map. No, it's not.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. He didn't get them on the map. And at the end of the day, when the club needed his help, when we were on the verge of total collapse, he didn't help.
It was thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
But now he just wants to live on the back of us.
He's acting like a guest.
Yeah, exactly. And Anne-Marie's right. He'll be in that dressing room, and it'll really, really annoy me that. But I just needed to get this ballot situation off my chest because it's an absolute disgrace. What's your thoughts on that, Stan? The way they've done it.
Well, I'm not really familiar with the whole procedure of the ballot, but I'm not sure what was the right way, because 10,000 is not that much.
No, I agree. In my opinion, Alex, I don't know whether you agree here. It's a one-off game. I can see you smiling. It's a one-off game, effectively. If it had been done right, and I wouldn't have got a ticket, I'd have gone, not a problem. But because the way it has been done, I know people who've paid a lot of money to go today. That defeats the object, doesn't it?
Yeah, I would like to add one comment about Noel Gallagher. There was in my Google News a couple of days ago a news article where he allegedly said that he doesn't even like Wonderwall. And Wonderwall would be played anyway, in the locker room or in the stadium. And I think if that's true, I'm not saying it's 100% true, but if it is, why would you? I mean, that's a clownish comment, just before celebrating the title to that tune.
Well, I've got something in common then with Noel Gallagher. A, I don't like Wonderwall. B, I come from Manchester, the same as him. But one thing I've not got in common with him, and I'm quite proud of this, I'm a City supporter. I support the club, whether it's financially and stuff like that. He's a fan.
He's there for a drink and to cheer a bit, to be in his little box. Basically a customer, unfortunately.
Right, let's get away from him now. I just need to get that off
as much as I love Oasis, I think this City stuff is not going well.
No. Right.
Jumping on to the positive stuff.
Yeah, the match today, Sergio's last game. Apparently, he asked Pep for him not to be started today. He wanted to be a substitute. It's on his debut, he came on as a substitute, scored 2 goals, and on his last Premier League game for us, he came on, scored 2 goals, and it could have been a hat trick.
Yeah.
Yep.
In fact, he could have had 4 because there was one at the near post where the keeper just got, and the other header where the keeper had to go down low. Why are we getting rid of him, Stan?
Well, I kind of understand why. Personally, I would keep him, but it's not that simple, because I think that he wanted to continue with the 2-year contract, and maybe they offered him just 1 year. I cannot be sure, but basically because of the injury, during the last year, he almost didn't play. So this is my opinion. Of course, I cannot be sure 100%. But from the other hand, it's after 10 years. I mean, it's nothing more I can expect. I can expect from him next week to bang 1 more goal. But
it's the winning goal and not a consolation. It just seems bizarre that I don't know who's. Aguero said that he didn't want to leave. It's business. Pep broke down in his interview. I don't know if you've seen his interview after the match when he was being interviewed off. I don't know if it's because he was being interviewed off Jamie Redknapp, but Pep, he absolutely was like that. He broke down, and I was chugging myself. I was fighting the tears back. And now, is that Pep being ruthless, where he loves the man to bits, but he knows that's right for the club, or is that Pep crying because he thinks he's dropped a clanger, Anne-Marie?
Oh, it's a difficult one, Andy. In my honest opinion, I am devastated that he's going.
Yep.
But at the same time, just looking at this last season, I can kind of see why, because we've not been able to rely on him.
No, I agree there. But players were being touted about, as his replacement, like Harry Kane. He's injury prone as well. And I had a bit of a Twitter backwards and forth with somebody the other day about Harry Kane and Sergio Aguero. Some people, the argument went a little bit like this. They don't want Harry Kane because he's injury prone. Yeah, I sort of like understand that. They want Haaland. Yeah, I understand that. However, what they come, it's a gamble no matter what player you get. You could buy a brand new Ferrari and it breaks down from the garage on the way home. It's quite as simple as that. We had David Silva, who was injury prone initially, but the contribution, what he made, like Aguero when he come on today, the contribution that's not just because it was his last game and the emotion got the better of him. Not at all. That was instinctive. His first goal, the way he just outside the foot, he just passed it in the net. You can't buy that.
No, and Pep even said today in his interview that he is irreplaceable.
Yeah.
But I just honestly think that with Sergio, we're getting to a point where no injury is short term with him.
No, but it worth that 1 year rolling contract. I'm sure Sergio would have took a 1 year rolling contract.
And I don't think he would have done. I think he wanted more than that. I mean, it depends on what you believe, because, I've heard along the lines of that they never even suggested a 1 year rolling contract or any kind of contract with him. That's what I've heard. But, what do we know for 100%? What can we be sure of?
It looks like, thankfully, Fernandinho's agreed a 1 year rolling contract.
Great.
I thought he was brilliant again today.
Yeah.
To be honest, I thought they all was, apart from Raheem Sterling. Oh, Stan's laughing there.
Yeah, I just
talk me through Raheem Sterling, please.
I just don't know what to say about Raheem, because he seems every time he gets the ball, he cannot decide on time what to do with this ball. I mean, either you pass or do something, and I don't know. I'm just a little bit disappointed that I didn't see Bernardo today, because I really wanna see him with Chelsea.
I believe Bernardo will start next Saturday.
I think there'll be two changes to the team on Saturday.
Gundogan
and Bernardo Silva, and no Sterling and no Jesus. That's my thoughts on it.
Yep, it's like you're almost thinking like me now, Anne-Marie. It's starting to get a little bit scary.
That's really scary, Andy.
Yeah, I think those will be the changes. It's just Raheem, Anne-Marie. It's so frustrating to watch. I was pulling my hair out watching that today.
He can't make a decision.
Mm-hmm. I used to be indecisive. I'm not so sure anymore.
That's what he's like on the pitch, though.
I know it's like I don't know what's going on in his head. There's occasions today where he could have laid the ball off, but I'm sure there's something up with his eyesight. He can't see players in front of him when he's got to take a shot. I don't know if it's a lack of. I really don't know if it's a lack of confidence or something, within his personal life or anything like that. But
is it time to question his work rate?
No, I wouldn't question his work rate. I think his work rate's quite good. It's just he needs to go back to basics for me. I do actually think that the emergence of Phil Foden this season has really rattled Raheem Sterling.
And not forget the brilliant season of Mahrez he made, because right now he's one of the best players, actually.
A great shot again from Riyadh today, where he hit the crossbar. It's all come together for us at the right time this season. Alex, I know he's not your favourite player, but I thought Gab had a really good game today. His work rate, great goal as well. When just before he shot, when he took it in and then I thought, here we go, he's gonna do a Raheem here and just hit the defender. But it was a well executed goal. His work rate was good today, and he was on the left, he was on the right, down the middle. He was defending well. Is that how you like to see him?
My opinion on him, but I will say though that goal was, I think, one of the best that I've seen from him.
Yeah,
pure class.
50th Premier League goal.
What?
His 50th Premier League goal for us.
50th, yeah, I heard that said, and I was amazed.
Yeah,
that's a fantastic feat. So he was brilliant today, as you said. We'll see what happens with him in the summer. I'm not sure if he will start in the Champions League game. Possibly, I'm not too sure.
That's it. Me and Anne-Marie already know the starting lineup, don't we?
But if he doesn't, that's a huge knock. Because Sergio is leaving. You've got Gabby as your main striker.
Yes,
he'll never be a main striker.
No, and he's getting to that age now where surely you've got to be a main striker.
Yep.
But, because what is he? 24? Is he now? 24?
23, 24.
Yeah. So you'd be looking at at least being a regular. It's not that from us, but it seems that most of the players seem happy with Pep's rotation anyway.
But is he personally happy with that?
I've not asked him, to be fair. But no player wants to be on the bench and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But I think Foden is probably ahead of Kevin De Bruyne at the minute. It's the first on Pep's. By the way, did you all see Micah Richards' love for Phil Foden after the match?
Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't.
Wow. And even Jamie Redknapp, but it was just poor Phil Foden. How is he going to get over that, having them two in his head all night? It was just, but it's great that the likes of Micah and Redknapp, they're recognising somebody for the quality, what they really are, like Phil Foden. Like, because normally in punditry and stuff like that, and even players, to be fair, they're all generic answers and stuff like that. So it was refreshing actually seeing a bit of a originality coming from him. Anne-Marie, right? The match today, Everton started off really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we scored that goal, it was a case of this is going to be our day. I didn't think it'd be as comfortable as that.
No, I didn't think it'd be as comfortable as that. I thought, if you looked at the table, Everton still had something to play for.
Yep.
But it just looked so easy.
I was expecting a tougher game stand today from Everton, because we do normally beat Everton, more than we'll lose against them, but they always seem to give us a tough match. But today they just seem to roll over, really. They gave James Rodriguez an early flight to Colombia to prepare for his international summer. Did you think it was going to be that easy today?
No, I thought we're gonna beat them for sure, but I thought 2 or 3-1. But actually, after they missed the penalty, I knew we're gonna beat them at least.
But they did not miss a penalty. They didn't miss it.
We defended it.
Edison saved it. Now
It was a good save.
Yeah,
It was.
Now it's one of me. If a player balloons it over the bar or wide, they've missed it. But when a keeper saves it, we need to give credit to the keeper. I thought Edison saved that well. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I always give a credit to the keeper when he saves it, but to me personally, as long as I watch football for 35 years, when a penalty is missed, it's always the striker's fault. But anyway, after they missed the penalty, I knew that we're gonna beat them at least 3 or 4 because I knew Sergio will come on, will be brought on in the second half, and I knew he's gonna score at least 1 goal, and it was just the perfect second half for everyone. And I just didn't see who made the mistake for the penalty with this ridiculous pass.
Diaz, yeah.
No,
No, it originated
It
from
wasn't Diaz.
Zinchenko. Was it?
Someone gave the ball.
It was a bad back pass.
Raheem Sterling.
There you go.
Mahrez or Gabriel Jesus.
So
Whoever.
yeah, but anyway, it was almost the perfect game, and I'm very happy about Kevin's form because he was missing for a week or so, but I'm really positive about next week.
De Bruyne was really on his game today, wasn't he? You know,
Yeah.
the goal what he took was just, and some of the passes, he was back to his absolute majestic best today. The way he took that goal was just, you just knew as soon as it left his foot, you know, it was going to be flying into the bottom corner. Zinchenko, Alex, I think he's had a brilliant season. I really do.
I'm really happy because I've been a skeptic for a long time. I was even advocating for him to be sold, and now he is, I think, one of the key players and probably first on the team sheet for the left back position.
Yeah, absolutely. It really is.
Yeah, and Everton really disappointed me, to be honest. They reminded me of PSG. You know, they were, according to the commentator, they wanted Diaz to get a red card, and I think that was pathetic. Absolutely.
That was Richarlison who instigated that. And I hate seeing that. Even when City players, you know, hold the imaginary card up and stuff like that. That should be a red card straight away for if somebody's trying to, you know, get somebody sent off.
I personally don't have any sort of hostility towards Everton, and people often talk about how they are friendly with us because of Liverpool. But some of the games this season against them, they were really, I don't want to sound too harsh, but they were complete idiots. No class.
No, I totally agree. I've had a week off work, Alex. I'm back in work tomorrow. What football team does my boss support?
United? Everton? Oh goodness.
I'm going to be having some fun tomorrow because he's going to be in a really, really bad mood, and I'm just going to walk in smiling to him.
You just want to do a photocopy of your hand like that, Andy, and put it on his door.
In fact,
and if he says that's 5-0, you can say no, that's 5 Premier League titles.
Yeah. To be fair, my boss is all right. He's an ex footballer actually. He is a football fan. He's not a normal like a Liverpool gob. I nearly swore again, Anne-Marie. Yeah.
Goblin,
yeah. I just thought today it was perfect game, you know, in preparation for the Champions League. I still can't believe when we say that, the Champions League final. Especially Chelsea went through it today. Thomas, the Chelsea manager, he didn't look happy. I'd seen the interview after the match, and he was almost blasé about, yes, we was brilliant today, we just didn't get the result. I hope that rubs off on his players, because if they go into that mindset on Saturday, I think we'll win that quite comfortably.
Yeah.
It's interesting, Andy, because again, I was having a conversation today with my mates, And, you know, next weekend, it's 22 years ago since we beat Gillingham in the playoff final, Division 2 playoff final. And on the same date, we're getting ready to watch our team in a Champions League final. I mean, it is literally the stuff that dreams were made of at the minute, what we're watching and what we're seeing and what we're watching the club do, the team do. It, for me, as a kid growing up, my only wish was that I would one day see City win a trophy.
Yeah.
And this last 10 years has been unbelievable.
Just look at your background picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, your back, and that's just what Sergio Aguero's won. There's an FA Cup missing out there from 2011 as well.
Yeah.
No, because he wasn't with us at that point. But it's the impact, and what defines a legend for me, Stan, is somebody a player who represents your club brilliantly on the pitch, but more importantly off the pitch as well. And Sergio never give us a moment's trouble, has it?
Yes, but he's not only a legend, he's one of the biggest legends, because many players can become a legend, but David Silva, Vincent Kompany, Yaya Toure, these are one of the greatest legends to me.
Does it feel different today though, for you, Stan, with like Sergio's the last of that the class of that generation, and obviously we've got people who are coming in like your Fodens and stuff like that, but Sergio's the last in that class now, isn't it? Did it feel any different for him? Say leaving, he will be gone after next week, but effectively he's left today. Did it feel more emotional for you today, or is it just the same as when David Silva's left and company?
Well, to me personally, today was the most emotional day, although I really regret about David Silva's last game without any fans, and although I think that David Silva is our biggest legend ever, Sergio Aguero is like, is the biggest legend of our hearts, because of so many goals and so many moments he brought us. I mean, it's unforgettable.
It was quite fitting today, Alex, wasn't it? Where it was one behind Wayne Rooney for for a player to have scored the most goals for a single club. Two behind Rooney. One behind Rooney, and he ends up breaking that record. So yet again,
Pure class.
Yeah, and another record today, because special player, and what it's going to cost us 100+ million to replace Sergio.
I just wonder, since he is now the last guy from that generation, 2011 and 2010 and so on, I just wonder if we'll get another player who will want to stay for 10 years, like Kompany, like David Silva, and like Sergio. I'm not sure. You can say Foden, but that's an easy guess. The rest of the players we'll see. We now have a completely new generation full of fantastic players. And to be honest, when I was watching the medal giveaway, you watch every single player, and I was just saying, this player is class, this player is fantastic, all apart from Garcia, obviously. And isn't it crazy that? Oh, sorry.
I was the same.
Yeah.
That really was.
Isn't it fantastic that KDB actually wasn't our player of the season? We always talk about how he's the greatest player, greatest midfielder, our best player. I'm not saying he's not up there, but we've got so many fantastic players.
He's not bad, is he? He's not a bad footballer, the lad.
Yeah, he's okay. He's doing well.
He reminds me of a younger me when I used to play. Anne-Marie, stop giggling. But you're
We're
right.
all giggling.
You're right, Alex. it's like a production line, and okay, Sergio's the last of that generation, but it's not as if we're down and out. Look at the players what we still got around us and stuff like that. Take
unbelievable.
Foden away. Diaz, 23 years of age. John Stones is still a bit in baby terms. You can go. Do you know something? You can go through the squad, and it's not going to stop there. So it makes me laugh. Clippity Clop saying things like, if we'd have had the same injuries as them, this season we wouldn't have won the league. Well,
that was the case last year.
Yeah,
with us.
But we didn't use it. We didn't bleat about it to the media. We didn't make that as an excuse.
No, and I'm sure he's forgetting that Van Dijk was in the team what lost at Villa for 7-2 early on in the season. Anyway, enough of them. It was just the last Premier League game of the season. I just thought it was really, really good and fitting, in good preparation. It was fitting for Sergio. I keep going to cry. I'll confess. I had tears in my eyes today watching that.
Me too. But I just want to say that I see at least 3 more players who could stay 10 years with us.
I'm going to write this down here when you've said them, and in 10 years' time, I'm going to look back at this page. Who's that, Stan?
John Stones, Kevin De Bruyne, and Ruben Dias, because Kevin and John Stones are already 5 or 6 years, and I see without hesitation Ruben Dias spending 10 years in general, because he's now 24, 1 year spent and 9 to go.
If somebody stays with us about another 18 months, he'd have been with us 10 years as well. Fernandinho.
I was going to say Fernandinho.
Fernandinho is since 2013, I think. Yeah.
4 more years to go, I think.
So we're still in good hands, because like you've just gone through there, Stan, the quality of the players, what we've still got there, and they're all in the prime. It's like Pep's, rejuvenated and built a new squad.
Yes.
What off the radar, it's gone underneath the radar, the players what he's brought in, and the age group what they are. And I know we keep going back to Sergio, because it's a Sergio Aguero day for me today. When he's been interviewed, Sergio, and he was actually asked, I don't know if you caught the interview, I don't know if it's Jeff Shreves off Sky, and he's basically said, how come you stayed for 10 years, and he was blasé about it. I'm sure it was Jeff Shreves, like, it certainly wasn't the rain. And Aguero just looked at him, I like the rain. Players moan about the rain. They moan about the heat as well when they're in Spain and stuff like that. He says he actually quite like, he likes the rain, because where Sergio Aguero's from, it's not all sunshine and stuff like that. They can have absolute atrocious weather like we have. So people's perception of footballers from Spain, Portugal, or wherever, it's like, oh yeah, they won't last because of the English weather. Well,
that's maybe Garcia, and that's it.
Yeah, you'll always get the odd exception and stuff like that, Alex. But I think the days have gone where, look at the longevity. Even Yaya Toure stayed with us a long time by his standards, considering the clubs what he'd played for before and how long he'd been there. So the days have gone like that. We used to have players who used to play for us, so like a Robinho, for instance, and stuff like that. And then 2 seasons, and then they can't wait to get home.
I know, but in fairness, Robinho didn't know what he was really getting into, did he?
He does now, but we can't say that for legal purposes. But yeah, it's the days are gone where people only join clubs for sunny weather or where they live in and stuff like that. So the future is absolutely tremendous for us. And even Pep himself, Anne-Marie, he said himself he's never been more happy, in a football club in his working environment than he is at the moment.
I think, full credit to our owners. If Pep said he needed a brick wall, he'd get the brick wall.
He's got it, Diaz.
And stones.
Also,
I think he's got everything that he wants.
Alex, is it stones or brick? The wall.
Yeah, stone wall.
But you're right, Anne-Marie. It's like anything, and that's not just to keep Pep happy, because I'm sure if we had a different manager, and the manager was making wrong signings and stuff like that, I think our owners would go, hang on a minute, I'm not giving you any more money because you're just wasting it. But it's the money. Well, it's not just the money. It's the players what actually Pep's identifying. Like some of the ones what are touted about to come to us now. Like, and it's like the owners know they're going to get a good investment, because we used to buy players for silly amounts of money. A couple of seasons later, we're selling them for absolute rubbish money. It's the other way round now. The players what are coming in. If you sold, say, a Kevin De Bruyne now or a Diaz, the money what we've paid for them, absolute peanuts, on what we could actually get for them.
And Ferran Torres.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was a bargain.
Yeah, and so it's the longevity which pleases me now, because everybody who's got half a brain knows we ain't going away, Anne-Marie.
No, not at all. And we're just going to continue to build. And I think the encouraging thing is that we're not just throwing money at the team. We're going to see at least three of the young lads promoted to the first team for next season. And that's encouraging, because what we do know is that our other squads, our younger teams, are all playing in the same way, or attempting to play in the same way as our first team.
And all won their respective leagues as well.
Exactly.
That's got to be said.
So you can see that when they do make that transition to the first team, it's not going to come as a shock to them as to how we're going to want them to play. And I think it's, that's got to be encouraging as well. I mean, we just look at, I think, even before he made the first team, I think we'd all heard enough about how good Foden was. But what we're actually seeing now is the fruit of that, and the fact that we didn't just loan him out, that he was happy to be patient under Pep, because he knew he was going to get the chance. But these players are going to learn so much from the likes of Kevin, Bernardo, Diaz, that it's going to improve their games as well. So I think, if you look at long term, I think we are definitely in it for the long term. And it's interesting, because obviously at the end of the Sky programme today, they were chatting to Gary Neville, and they were saying about United challenging next season. And he said, yeah, definitely. And I'm kind of laughing to myself, thinking, I still don't see how they will be challenging next season, because, you know well that Liverpool are going to be back on it next season. I expect to see more from Chelsea next season, because you can see what he's trying to do there. I think the team that's got the biggest issues at the minute is the likes of Arsenal. No European football at all for them now.
And Spurs barely got to play this conference thing, whatever.
Yeah, but even that, Alex, just because the likes of Arsenal and stuff like that and Spurs have not got any European football, they're not going to be a threat. Spurs, especially when Harry Kane's banging goals in against Spurs for us.
Oh, yeah.
Do you believe that'll happen?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So who would your replacement be then, Alex, for Sergio?
Sorry, can you repeat? My internet just broke down for a minute.
I said, who would you ideally like to see as Sergio's replacement?
Ideally, Haaland, realistically, Kane.
So your number one choice would be Haaland?
Yeah, personal choice, but I don't think that will happen.
Yes, me too. because Borussia Dortmund qualified for the Champions League and they declared that they won't sell him for another year. So I'm not sure 100% that we're gonna get Harry Kane because of Daniel Levy issues and money for the transfer. But if we don't get Harry Kane this year, next year we're gonna get Haaland for sure. However, it's possible that we buy Harry Kane now. Nobody knows what will happen, but anyway, Haaland is a possible replacement for Aguero in a long term. In a short term, even if we get a Harry Kane, he won't last more than 4 or 5 seasons top.
With the damage he does, Anne-Marie, would Harry Kane be your number one target? You know, considering he's proven in the Premier League. Forget his injuries and stuff like that, because you know any player can get injured. On out and out ability and knowing where the back of the net is, would you take Harry Kane as number one?
The only thing that concerns me about that is the fact that we might end up having to fork out £100 million for him.
But you know, if you want quality, you've got to pay for it, and you know, if you want Aldi, you know, you shop at Aldi. If you want,
I know, but that's my first choice. Would be, I'd agree with the lads. I would prefer Haaland because he's younger, and I think we've got an option there that should he come to us and improve, which I think anybody who seems to play under Pep does improve. You still stand a chance of making money on him. Where I think if we buy the likes of Harry Kane, we couldn't.
We won't.
I think the biggest difference. Yeah, go on.
I personally don't think we'll go for Haaland in the summer because of exactly how much he's going to cost. If he doesn't sign a new contract next summer, not this summer, next summer, he'll. I think it's 60 odd £million. You know, anybody could. Not saying we the ones to, but 60 odd £million. So, could you see us securing him in the summer for say £150 million just so nobody else gets him? We don't work that way. We did that with we turned our back on Mahrez, you know, the first time round for that when they wanted 90 odd £million for him. And we just basically said, see you later. They tried to hold, is it West Brom tried to hold us to ransom over Johnny Evans, you know, they wanted, I think it was 60 odd million for him. And it was like, no, see you later. And he ended up going to, I think it was at Leicester for about 18 million or something like that, you know, about 18 months later. So it's not the City way to do it. I can see us paying £100 million for Harry Kane. I think that would be absolutely brilliant business, considering we know, and we know he can score goals. We know he's proven his work rate is Pep-like, because his work rate is absolutely phenomenal. He's already made hints about, you know, the best player in the league he'd love to play with is De Bruyne, you know, because of the balls what De Bruyne puts in. So that's just like come on, City, 100 million. It's almost like he knows £100 million will secure him. Otherwise, he would not have put a figure on his head in the Gary Neville interview.
He can also create chances, which is another strength of Harry Kane. And I think the biggest difference between Harry Kane and Haaland is that Haaland never said he wants to leave Dortmund. And I think that's a big factor. Neither
is Harry Kane.
But there was like a report last week that he wants to leave. Is that...
No, he says it will. There's a discussion to be had with Daniel Levy about the future. But that normally means, you know, I'm available to any other club.
And he also stated that I think he wants to win. He doesn't want to waste his time. So something like that. He had, I think,
he doesn't want any regrets.
Yeah.
He blatantly wants to leave. This is my opinion.
But he won't put a transfer request in because he'll lose his sign-on fee.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, about Haaland, I think that no one will buy him this summer just because Dortmund won't let him now. in 1 year, maybe, but now I don't think so.
I agree with you, especially now they secured Champions League spot. I think they'll get rid of Sancho because he's been in and out of their squad, and as we know, Sancho is a bit of a handful. You know, he doesn't like a steady ship. That's why Pep shuffled him out. He's not good for morale, apparently, from things what I've heard. Let's move on to Saturday now. There's a little game going on Saturday. Anybody know what's going on?
Brentford are playing Swansea.
That's exactly what I wanted to speak about. Said nobody ever. Do you think our players, Anne-Marie, will get a little bit carried away with, like today, the celebrations, or will it be, because even Pep was very emotional today, and I don't know if you watched the whole of the Sky bit, but even a couple of minutes before it finished, Pep was still out doing interviews. So was Kyle Walker and the other players. They wasn't in the dressing room. It wasn't in the dressing room at that time. They was actually out being professional. Do you think Pep will let them have a beer or whatever tonight and pizzas, what like they did when they won the league, and back to business tomorrow for a hard week of preparation?
I would have thought so, because I think they'd be saving any big celebration, hopefully for next week.
God, what, Alex? It don't bear thinking about, does it, losing next Saturday?
Not in the slightest. I think they'll be back to business really soon, and the good thing is that I don't think that they are too worried about the final, because there have been some brilliant stuff recently. I think we've got more confidence now, and that should secure another trophy.
Well, I hope so, Stan, because life will be a little bit unbearable, won't it? Even probably in Bulgaria with all the opposition fans, the ones who know you're a City fan. Is there many Chelsea fans over there?
There, I don't know about so many, but probably there are more than us. Most of the fans here of the English football are, like I said once, they're Manchester United, Liverpool, and Arsenal.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, but anyway, I will be watching the game live, so I hope we win.
Yeah, Anne-Marie, it's just, although, as you know, I'm not a huge Champions League fan, but it's
a huge game.
It's and I'm not a huge Champions League fan. I don't go to all the. Admittedly, I don't go to all the Champions League matches.
No, same here, Andy.
Because I can't stand UEFA for the organisation. But it's City playing, and if they was playing Tiddlywinks, I'd want them to win a Tiddlywinks game. It's a huge occasion, and it's just getting that monkey off around our neck, isn't it?
I don't see it as a monkey round our neck, or I think in the grand scheme of things, we're slowly finding our way. And if you look at what's gone on, especially since Pep came in, what's happened is unbelievable. Apart from 3 titles in 4 years, we did something that Alex Ferguson said that could never be done, and that was win all the domestic trophies in 1 year. We did it.
The full English.
Yeah. So I think we have to be kind of a little bit realistic in that. Yeah, it's a huge game for us, and if we win, it will be unbelievable. But at the same time, if we don't win, we take it, take it in our stride.
We'll just say it's a Mickey Mouse Cup anyway, won't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some fans will do.
Yeah, it's just what are your plans over there, Stan, to watch the match? Are you going out in the pub? Are the restrictions over now over there?
It's just a PCR test which you need to take, and I hope everything will be fine.
All the bars open and everything?
Oh,
In Porto?
No, in Sofia.
The bars are open since March.
Have they? How come you've not invited us all over?
Because Riz can't really figure it out where it is.
We know you're in Stockport, Alex. We've gathered that one.
I can guide you. Yeah.
What are your plans over your neck of the woods?
I'm gonna watch it with my friend here at home, celebrate it, good jump, do some noise to the neighbors and so on. I won't sing it. Well, I will, a bit.
Well, you'll have to record it, and
Yeah.
we can use it to keep
To post it in the group.
keep people away and stuff like that. Anne-Marie, it's taught that City are going to put it on a big screen. Is that where you'll watch it, or will you be watching it at home?
No, well, we were thinking about doing that. There's a group of us, so we wanted, our thing was to be together. But somewhere local to us in Altrincham is showing the game, so we've got tickets for that. So there'll be, I think there's 7 of us going, and then whoever else is there.
Yeah.
And just to all be together to watch it, and if we win, it'll be like unreal. It really will.
I'm going to be watching it here in my bar. I've got friends coming over. Some of them who are
not us.
Some of them are Reds.
Oh dear.
So I've got all my blue and white bunting, blue and white balloons, me scarves and everything. I've got ready to decorate the place. Now I'm after some advice. Do I decorate it before they all come, before the match starts, or leave it till afterwards?
Pre-match.
Pre-match.
Stan, pre-match or after?
I don't know.
I think I'll take your advice, guy. Pre-match. I was going to do it today, actually. To have a bit of a champions party, but I wasn't in the right frame of mind. It was a pre-match with this ballot and seeing all the celebs and stuff like that.
Save it till next week, Andy, when it's a bank holiday.
Yes, a bank holiday where it could be a very, very good weekend, guys, couldn't it?
Yes.
Fantastic. And I don't know about you guys, probably the best season I've seen.
What would you, regardless of the Champions League, Alex, would you put this season above any other season, even the winning of 4 trophies, the 100 points?
So difficult. I actually thought of, putting this season above the Centurions, but winning all English trophies is so massive. It's really difficult to choose one.
If we win the Champions League, it will be above. That's for sure.
What, above?
I agree.
Above 93-20?
Above everything.
Would it?
Yes.
I think the 93-20 was. It's where it all started, and obviously the FA Cup the year before. But
yeah, I think this would be a second place for me.
It'd have to be a second place for me, Anne-Marie, because I'm not a huge fan of the Champions League. So
me too. I'm not a huge fan of the Champions League. However, this is the biggest. This is the biggest achievement on club level. So if we take it, it will be huge,
And I agree, but it'll be second because I think winning all the trophies was amazing. The 100 points was unreal. But this season, when you think about how our season started, and on Christmas Day we were in 8th place, and there's that that lovely sky. Keep mentioning whoever's top at Christmas generally wins the league, which we know for a fact isn't true.
Well, I asked Santa Claus for a Premier League trophy this season, and he brought it us at Christmas. He brought it us.
There's your proof.
He was in a blue outfit. He wanted a It wasn't in a red one, Alex. So
Yeah.
it seems like we've all got plans for next Saturday. You know, we're in four. I can't even count. We're in 4 different parts of the world.
Yeah. Stockport being one of them.
Yeah. Like Anne-Marie, you'll be in Sergio's back garden.
Well, just not far from it, yeah.
Stan, you'll be in Sofia.
No, I'll be in Porto.
Oh, you actually going? I'm sorry, I thought you was a.
Yes.
How have you got?
You should meet with John and Riz.
I'll be going if everything is fine with the tests and with the flights, but I hope it will be fine.
How have you got a ticket, pal?
Through Kevin, through our branch.
Ah, right, okay.
I mean, I didn't think we're gonna get tickets at all, but 2 days ago he told me that he might find some tickets, and I said, okay, if you can find us.
No, that's
it's pretty expensive, but we decided to go 5 people from our branch will go, so I hope everything will be fine.
How much was your tickets, if you don't mind me asking? Because I'm doing a little bit of research on this.
We didn't have a choice to choose. It was a category 2.
Which is that the 100 and something pound one?
No.
515?
No, 386 or something.
Woo.
Nice.
No, don't ask me about how much money I'm gonna spend, but
Listen, it will be
one in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Sure.
What? So we're not going to get there again, Alex? No.
Well, being the first time, Andy, it'll be extra special.
Yeah. Well, it will be here as well, because I'm going to absolutely
fireworks.
Have a couple of drinks next Saturday.
You won't be on your own.
It'll be a little bit different of a Saturday than last night, where I sat through the Eurovision Song Contest. What? It was brilliant. Did any of you catch it?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it since I was 10.
Was it going then? No, the UK, United Kingdom, no. What?
Won the first place, right?
So yeah, it would have turned it upside down, would have been top. But
yeah,
why does Europe hate us, guys? Away from football, why do Europe hate the United Kingdom? Do you think? No.
That'll be Brexit.
Yeah, because of Brexit. Yeah. No, I was just curious.
Not sure.
Yeah, because they don't like us very much, do they? Right, guys.
Because of holidays and drunk people there.
No,
that's been like decades long.
I'm hoping. Well, it's not going to be this year now. I'm hoping to get across to Bulgaria next year. So
nice destination.
Yeah, because where I work as well, there's a lot of Bulgarians, all brilliant, and they've all got places over in Sunny Beach and stuff. And they're like, Andy, you come across to Sunny Beach, you stay at. I'm like, oh, recipe for disaster this. But it's got to be done, I think, because I'm hearing a lot of good things about Sunny Beach.
Not so many good things, but anyway.
Anything else from you guys tonight?
Score predictions?
I hate doing score predictions.
Because you have your reverse psychology thing.
Yeah. I had 3-0 Everton today.
There you go.
Yeah.
It works.
Right, I'll go last. I'm going to think about this. Go to the other two first.
Anne-Marie?
I always go 3-1, so I'll stick with that.
Is that a win or a loss?
Stupid question, Andy. You know the rules.
Right.
I'm saying 2-1 City.
I'm writing these down, by the way. Stan, prediction.
1-0.
1-0?
1-0.
Oh, I thought you said. Oh.
I heard us 1-0.
Yeah, right. So Stan's going for 1-0. I'm gonna go for 3-1 to Chelsea. My
Right one.
hopefully my reverse psychology will win. One last prediction from you is, how many pints am I going to have on Saturday?
Too many.
That's a true story, that. As always, guys, it's been great to catch up with you. We've got a lot off our chest tonight. Well, I have anyway, with the ballot and the Gallagher and stuff like that. It just brings everything into perspective, doesn't it? You know, the way the world is at the minute. But then you see something like today, and it just brings a smile, a bit of cheer to everybody. You know, especially when you've seen Colin Bell's son there today as well, and the 15-year-old lad as well. People like that, I don't begrudge, you know, going to the match today. You know, that is well deserved. But it's been a difficult year for everybody. But to be, you know, win the League Cup, to win the Premier League, and possibly winning the Champions League, it just brings a bit of cheer to everybody, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Right, guys, we will do it again. Are you joining us next week, Stan?
When?
Next week, next Sunday? Will you be home then, or will you still be in sunny Porto?
I'm going back on Sunday, so I will be here.
Right, cool. Well, I'll give you a shout on Sunday, my friend, and we'll see whose prediction was right. I hope it's not mine. Anyway, right, guys, you have a wonderful week, and we will do it all again on Sunday.
Take care, everybody.
Have a great night.
Take care,
Good night, guys.